other beer is garbage. It's only Busch Light. Tastes like solid eagle piss.
If you didn't listen to last week's.
All right, well, that was awkward. It didn't unmute your microphone, so why don't you start that again?
Wait. Oh, thank God.
I couldn't tell you, so.
Well,
Classic.
technical difficulties. So, anyway, welcome to the episode 96 of the Heavy Drinking Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tom M., followed with Jay, Paulie, and Dave.
So,
You just call me Paulie.
Well, that's what it
Yeah.
says, Paulie on there.
It does say Paulie
Longnuts.
Longnuts.
It
You
says
did
Paulie
that.
Longnuts, so I read
That's just
what's
a
on
joke.
there.
All right.
Gentlemen,
Can't
how are-
blame him for
Fair
reading.
enough.
hey,
No,
at
we're
least
not.
I can read. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
doing all right. It's been a
Doing
crazy day. It's been a crazy day for me.
Yeah. Do we
Yeah.
all successfully made it alive and safe from the Super Bowl last night? Tom Brady's 7th Super Bowl win.
It was
Yeah.
a really boring game, though, and the
It was.
commercials
It was.
also sucked.
You know, they've given up on the commercials. Plus, they let out the commercials a week before. You could watch them on YouTube and everything. So there's really no surprise anymore. You know?
Yeah.
I really like at halftime when Jack Bauer did that thing to that guy
What?
because I was just binge watching 24 the whole night.
Oh, you didn't watch the Super Bowl at all?
No.
Jay doesn't watch sports. That's what's so fun about this podcast. The day after like a big sporting event, we don't talk about it at all.
Well,
Yeah.
did.
Well, I
You're
brought it
pretty
up.
much the only one who does. Jeff watches football, I think.
That's called
Yeah,
soccer.
Even
not
when
here.
Jeff was around and we tried to bring it up on the podcast, it would last about 40 seconds, and then we.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't sports ball that much, so.
Yeah, and there wasn't
I
much
love-
to talk about from this game.
Well,
No,
Tom,
well-
do you?
I mean, I'm more of a college football fan. I'm Notre Dame. I don't have an NFL team. Baseball's always been my love, but with the whole pandemic going on, like watching baseball feels like you're watching a spring training game the whole entire time with no fans, no nothing. Football was a little bit easier to watch with because you never saw the crowds, and they put out some good crowd noise, so you actually never saw that the fans were missing, you know. And then the Super Bowl, they did a good job with. I guess they sectioned off all fake fans, and then they had the real fans in between all the
Yeah.
fake fans. So it looked like it was
Yeah,
a
they
full
did.
crowd the whole entire time. So
Yeah, they did a great job of triggering people on Twitter with that. They did a good job of that.
Were you like allowed to sit next to your kid if you brought him, or did you have to like have like 6 cardboard humans in between?
no, it was like groups. I think you bought like group sections. It looked like they had like a group of like 10 cardboard cutouts, and then you could have a group of like 8 sit totogether. Front
Were
and
the
back.
tickets more expensive this year because of that?
Have no clue. There were only 25,000 people were allowed in the stadium. So
And I know
basically,
that-
it was all the celebrities.
I know the cardboard cutouts were like $100.
Yeah.
They were $100, and it entered you into a drawing for tickets for next year's Super Bowl.
Oh, it's
Oh,
great.
shit.
What? You could pay
Yeah,
to get your own cardboard cutout of you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the dude.
That's
I
the
think the
dumbest
dude-
thing I've ever heard of.
I think the people that went to the game too were able to like. I think if you went to the game, you're also able to buy a cardboard cutout. So like, I guess you were able to like enter yourself
So
twice.
that you
The
weren't lonely?
no, because I mean, if you bought tickets to the game to go to it, and then you
So
want to
you,
go
use the
next year,
so you could use the carpool lane on the way there.
yeah. A fun example of that is the gentleman who I think he's disqualified from the competition now, though. The guy who decided to jump onto the field with a unitard on,
I saw that.
a pink
I did see
unitard.
that.
He ran that's got to be a record. He ran end zone to end zone. That's a 100-yard return. Did not
Alan
get
Sharp
tackled
and Bill Burr
He
posted
got
it
tackled in the end zone.
in the end zone,
Yeah.
but that's a touchdown.
with his ass hanging out, right?
Yeah.
He did. I think he's disqualified though, but I'm pretty sure that guy got a cardboard cutout and also attended the game
Worth it.
and went on the field. He got the full experience.
He also bet on. He took odds on a sporting site I just read this morning that there was going to be a streaker, so he bet on himself, and his friend ran a distraction, and he ran on the field, and
That's
he
pretty
cashed
good.
in on it. It cost him $1,000 to get out of jail, and he won $350,000, I think, off of his own bet. So it cost him $1,000.
That's pretty fucking smart.
It's someone just had to go streaking apparently, and it didn't have to. It could be anybody. Of course, it's him. So he got out of jail for $1,000 and won $350,000. I mean,
that's a pretty good return.
It's really worth it.
All right.
Yeah. So anything else?
What are you guys doing next year?
Yeah, exactly. They might have to take that prop bet off now. Because if people are going to do it, might as well. And here, what are the odds with 25,000 people?
Or fuck it, make some crazier prop bets. Let's make some good TV.
Well, they're not going to show that, but
you got a year to figure it out.
Murder suicide at the 20-yard line.
All right.
Why do you guys have to go dark?
Go to that.
You got to go dark.
Oh, 2IA.
It's the lowest common denominator, always.
Yeah.
God damn. So anyway, in brighter news,
the future. It's gonna be like Mad Max at some point, right?
I
mean, give it another 2 years. You never know.
Yeah. So we had the Super Bowl. What else happened? Tom, you just had your just had your raffle, right?
Yeah,
we talked about last show.
2 hours ago, I just went on my Facebook Live and raffled off 23 $50 gift cards to restaurant and breweries for money I raised in December, giving it back to the restaurants and raffled off. It went pretty well. Everyone's really happy. So that's $1,100 given back to the restaurants and breweries. And actually, I announced at the end of my live stream, my next raffle will be at the end of this month. I'll have to set it up because Johnny, our friend Johnny from Armada, finally released his Black is Beautiful today. So that's finally available. He is the last brewery officially said they were going to do it. There could be unofficial breweries, but I don't know until they get released. And I'm going to...
There's a joke there somewhere. I don't know. I'll find it.
All right. I'm going to be raffling off a whole set of every Connecticut Black is Beautiful beer, non-barrel aged. And the donations or the money raised will be going to the Sacred Heart University scholarship for an African American that Jamal from NEBCO and Phil from the Guild are doing. So they want to give away a scholarship to that brewing school for an African American, and that's up to anyone in the United States. It's not just a Connecticut thing, so anybody is eligible for that scholarship. So we have to raise money for it to get money into it. This is the first year raising, so that will be the next raffle that I'm doing. When that will be, look out. I'll probably post something mid-month, and by the end of the month, I will be doing that raffle. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Look at you. Look at you doing things. No, that's a really good cause, man. That's a good cause.
It is.
We got to get the show involved so we can raise some more money.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we can trick. I don't know if you guys saw over the weekend, Chrissy Teigen said that she went out to dinner last week and got sold a $13,000 bottle of wine by mistake. So I feel like by mistake, like they just asked for a nice bottle of wine and the waiter's like, yeah, I got one for you. Yeah, and came back with a $13,000 bottle of wine. I feel like we can do that with beer. You know what I mean? Just get some really wealthy people in there and just, this bottle of stout's $4,000.
Yeah. I mean, what wealthy people do you know?
I mean, we could hit up Chrissy Teigen on Twitter.
I mean, true.
I feel like she's going to be looking for it now, though. You know what I mean? Like, fool me once type of deal.
Yeah.
You really want to get on the ground floor and tricking people into $13,000 bottles of alcohol.
It can't be worth it, no matter which way you slice it.
No,
I don't think they said that. She said that it wasn't finished. Like the waiter took away the bottle.
What?
How do you take away a $13,000 bottle?
You take that home.
Yeah, you finish it.
Well,
I want.
If you don't finish it, you take it home. I mean, I don't know what state she's in, but in Connecticut, they finally passed that cork and carry like 15 years ago, and that's what I told all my servers. I go, on a Sunday when you can't buy any alcohol, you sell them 2 bottles and you cork both of them, and they take them home, and you make even more money.
Right?
So, yeah.
I've tried Cristal once, $350 at a restaurant. It was good, but Was it worth $350? No way.
No, but when the waitress shows up, you're not. She's like, "Do you want the other half of this bottle of Cristal?" And you're like,
"I'll beat you to death with it if you touch it."
I'm full. I'm all right. You know what I mean?
Good, yeah. Anyway, speaking of beer that is actually affordable and tasty and worth every penny,
Coors Banquet.
Segue.
No,
Coors Banquet. I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried this before.
You and your Cobra Kai kick,
is a terrific beer.
The marketing.
Can I just say?
The marketing.
Can I just say?
What?
Now that Jeff's not around and we're not drinking Bud Light on a regular basis, I feel like we need to. And Bud Light never acknowledged us once.
No, they didn't.
You know what I mean? Not once. We tagged them in every single episode post from day one. I feel like we need to make that transition over to Coors Banquet.
Right?
I feel like they'll show us a little more love than Bud Light.
Don't be a pussy.
But anyway,
there you go.
It's just Johnny. He's the best character ever.
Are we
Johnny
doing?
Lawrence from Cobra Kai.
Are we recording a new ad segment after the show's over? Are we doing a Coors Banquet? Don't be a pussy.
We'll do like karate sound.
Tom was trying to segue before it got derailed.
As I was saying, that's affordable, great tasting, local beer. Our guest today, Tyler Jones. When he'll pop up somehow, I heard a click. There we go.
There he is.
There he is. Tyler Jones from the head brewer, the Lords of Liquid.
There's your Coors Banquet right there. This is the sexiest Pilsner since 2016. Says so right on the label. Sexiest Pilsner since 2016. Better.
That's awesome.
Than the banquet beer. Just saying. Mine's already gone.
All right.
See what you did, Jay? You got Tyler coming in hot. You didn't want Tyler coming in hot. You got him coming in hot. He's raging.
I like it.
He's breaking windows in his house. He's angry.
I just cracked one of my favorite Connecticut beers.
Ooh, granola brown.
Oh,
sorry.
all right. Granola brown.
I'm sorry. Let's rephrase that. The best brown in America.
It is very good.
It is very good brown.
I thought I was the best brown in America.
Oh, that's true. Good point. No, you're the best. Yeah, sure.
It just didn't know where to go with that.
I didn't know where to go.
No.
Anyway,
Tyler, how are you?
welcome, Tyler.
No, I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
Good,
that granola brown though, that's a nice brown. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Like Todd mentioned, gold medal World Beer Cup 2016, and was our first. I mean, we've been around 6 years. That was our first beer that like took off and was like, hey, we're gonna make it because people are buying a bunch of this. This is great. You know, it's awesome. So.
I have it in my Black Hog glass.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Look at you.
Well, I do love it. Your flagship beer in the beginning was supposed to be Ginger Ninja, and everyone just loved brown that much. And I mean, I don't blame them. It's crazy. I mean, anybody in Connecticut that makes a brown, I think Jonas just did at Great Falls, and I even commented, I go, still not Black Hogs though. Sorry, I don't care how good it is. You blow everyone away. No one can make a brown in this state, and I don't think anywhere without being compared to you guys. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
Typically boring.
Yeah, well, this one
I
isn't.
didn't pick that up.
Typically boring.
Oh,
but
yeah.
this is not. This is like,
No.
I don't know what to say about it, but it's got a lot going on.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean, that was it was by design. I mean, that beer was when I was head brewer at Portsmouth Brewery in New Hampshire. I would come and visit, my now father-in-law, but at that point, just the father of my girl I was dating. So I brought a case of the Old Brown Dog with me because that was sister company was Smutty Nose. And that was like his favorite beer. So, we started up Black Hog and we got a bunch of investors, friends and family. So my father-in-law was one of our investors. And I was like, don't worry, Steve, I'll make sure to have a brown ale for you. So I came up with the idea of granola brown, getting the body from the both flaked oats and malted oats. So like it wouldn't be like sickly sweet with that crystal malt going on in the background. Allowed me to play around with other malts for the color. So you get kind of like some chocolate note, some raisin note. It's just like luscious and full, but at the same time finishes clean. It's really cool. Really cool how that beer turned out.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. It's actually, honestly, I know you've made a ton of stouts, but it is, I can say it on record, it is my favorite Black Hog beer is granola brown.
Yes, there it is.
With all the stouts that you make, and Leaves of Marks is amazing, but granola brown is that much, I think, that much better than.
I really enjoy, the squash one. Saison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great. I love that beer.
I know that was. I mean, this is as we're growing, learning the ins and outs of distribution brewing, and basically how I can't make that beer because it should be on the shelf like a month before the squash is even ready to harvest. The way like the distributors work, we're like basically the fall seasonals have to be arriving at distro at the latest the last week in August.
Yeah.
So like normally they're looking mid-August for their fall seasonal to show up because they want to have that. If you have a shelf space in the store that has a spring seasonal, the second that's gone, they want to be able to jam the fall seasonal so you don't lose shelf space. So something like the Delicata Squash was an example, or the Autumn Nugget that we used to do.
Also
both of those, like we can't make to distro anymore. Not to say we're not going to make them, but it just we can't go to distro with them. So they're not going to be as big of batches just because there's no way to get them out in time to fit have to brew a month and a half, a season and a half.
What a shame you got to deal with that shit.
Right,
the Delicata Squash, though, that's worth really just slapping like a holiday label on. Yeah, just to get it out there, just so people can have it.
Just call it a winter beer, and then you're good.
Whatever.
Coming up perfect time for winter beer. Yeah.
Christmas squash.
Christmas squash for sure.
Whatever. There's some laying around.
Yeah. Well, we did get a request on Facebook for more glitter beers.
I was just about to bring that up. I said before we ask any serious questions,
the glitter bomb.
Did you do a glitter beer?
Yeah, so we actually did it. We did a
disappointed in you, Tyler.
Everyone's gonna glitter it up once in a while, At least it wasn't a kettle soured with glitter called stripper tears. That was an idea that we spit out that we didn't want to go with.
There you go.
You
just willed it, so you're making it now.
Yeah.
No, I know I want to make it. Kettle soured glitter would be hilarious. But anyways, no, this one we did a collab with the guys over at Grounds Donut Shop in Danbury,
which I still haven't visited yet after work. I've heard it's really good.
Oh, their donuts are straight fire.
My niece,
they came and basically they wanted to do like a collab beer and like be able to sell at the shop because they're right next to, I almost say Serafino's, I believe is the name of it, but it's like right next to this really nice pizza joint. And so basically they're all connected together. So they have a bar pretty much attached to a donut shop, attached to a pizza joint, all under one roof. So they're like, hey, we want to be able to contract brew a beer with you. So they came up with the idea because most of their donuts are crazy off the wall, like they're big, thick, crazy frostings, crazy colors, crazy flavors. They're like, they wanted this crazy. They wanted a golden stout with strawberry donuts added to it and glitter added to it. So that's like what they gave me as like a base to like try to build a beer around. Which was fun. Where I learned a lot about glitter beer that I didn't use enough glitter this time. I need to add a little bit more glitter. And then that shit settles out really bad. So like you got to stop your canning run halfway through and like recirculate your tank to get the glitter back up the suspension. Otherwise, the first half of the cans would have all the glitter, and the second half of the cans wouldn't. It was great. I mean, that's the joy of brewing to me is always learning something new and trying to make the beer better and bringing everything together.
Speaking of learning something new, we did get a valid follow-up question. When you drink a glitter beer, does that affect your urine? Are you now peeing glitter?
No, you're pooping glitter.
Yeah, it's poop.
I don't think that's
whichever.
a thing.
Whichever.
I mean, it is. I mean, it is a silicate. I mean, it's not digestible, but it's not harmful. But it goes right through you. I didn't have enough glitter to do the actual litmus test of taking a picture of my poop afterwards. But we'll after you drink a 4-pack of the next one, we'll make sure to do that on the air here with you guys.
It sounds like a good idea.
I roll all my turds in glitter anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you're halfway there already, huh?
Normally, so.
I'm gonna say if the beer doesn't come out as beer, then the glitter probably isn't going to either.
Yeah, but it could be like corn. Like corn comes out as corn.
Yeah, that you don't digest it. So
right.
Did you ever think in your 20 years?
I've never peed corn.
No, but I'm talking either or. But either or.
Oh, all right.
Tyler, did you ever think in the 20 years, like so what, about 20 years you've been brewing now, that you'd ever think you'd brew a beer with glitter in it?
And then be asked about
Then ask about
the glittery of
gastro side of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought the hazy craze was going to die 5-6 years ago. Like, but it's just kind of beer's ever evolving, and you just got to stay on top of what's going on. And the glitter thing, it's a fad, and it's fun to play around with for the right recipe for what you're doing. But yeah, I don't foresee the glitter beer taking over the hazy IPA landscape by any means. But it's definitely but it's just it was something fun to do. So I mean, if you're not, I always try to do something different. I guess I don't know. Like I said, just learn. Always try something different and learn from it. That's my big thing. So
it's got its place. I mean, it's people gravitate toward it. It looks cool in pictures. This and that. People are like, oh my god, the sparkle glitter beer. I gotta have it. And I'm like, well, what does it bring to the flavor of the beer? Nothing. Yeah. It's just a visual aspect of it. So that's fine. And if it sells some beer and people want it, great. If they don't,
I mean, tell you what, that glitter bomb though, that base golden stout was fire. It was so good. It had some lactose added to it. When we used they hand select their own coffee. So we did whole bean coffee and cacao nibs. We hung that right in the fermenter. So it added all that chocolate and coffee note to the base stout without adding any color. And then dumped a bunch of glitter and strawberry stuff into it, and made it a glitter bomb. But it was like the base beer was awesome too. So, it's just learning from that techniques as well.
I feel like golden stouts don't get enough love.
They don't.
They're great. They're great beers, and you just don't see them enough.
Yeah. I'm trying to put my head in front of that thing. Should I shut that light off? Am I too backlit?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
It's a little bright. It's a little bright.
It would help a little bit.
Yeah,
we probably should have done this before the show.
Right.
We could have helped you out there. Oh,
Now
you're just waiting.
No, I'm really
No, you're right.
That's the other option.
Yeah, you need some kind of light. I thought maybe you had light in the front, but
all
right, we're good.
There we go. Sorry, we're good. We're fine.
So
no, it's all good.
So on to the real questions, and not about sparkle beer. But how's everything at the Black Hog? How are you guys operating during this pandemic? It's been almost a year now that this has been going on. I know your tap room isn't open and stuff like that, but
yeah, and take your time answering. I know nobody's asked you this question yet.
No, it's been a ride for sure. Like the beginning stages of the pandemic and just figuring out what was going on in the world was crazy in itself. And then after getting that kind of under wraps, now figuring out how to run a business at the same time. Number one thing is trying to keep our staff safe, and then the customers who come there safe was like, kind of our 1-2 along the way since we've been open. We never really did a lot of inside, even in the beginning, even in the summer, even in the earliest times of it. And we did everything outside seating. And once it got cold, it was just kind of like we just stopped. We're like, no one's going to sit outside in the snow. So we're just kind of shut down outside seating and just kind of went to straight delivery and curbside pickup. We are doing we're loosely, I can say it. We're the first weekend in March. We're hoping to like open back up and pray for some good weather and get people sitting back outside and enjoying a pint from Black Hog at the brewery. And not only having, if you drive to Oxford, not your only option, grabbing a 4-pack or 6-pack to go. And we got some, we already get some fun events in the works, trying to plan. Because at some point this thing's going to be over and we're going to be able to go back to some sort of normalcy and have events again.
I hope so.
So, I mean, we're trying to get ahead of it as best we can by planning them now so that everything's ready to go. So the worst case is like, oh crap, we can't do it. Best case is we can do it. It's already done. We have to wait another 2 months to get everything in the works and get up and running. So we've got some events for the end of March already been planned. And then we got to try and for one kind of in end of April right now at the same time. The March one is we're working with the Disc Golf Bras and doing a collaboration beer with them. And we're actually building a 3-hole disc golf course behind the brewery in the woods to have for the
Really?
beer release. Yeah, just to have like a little 3-hole disc golf course.
That's awesome.
Because we're in the middle of Oxford with the woods behind us. So why the hell not?
Why the hell
So,
not?
Yeah, so we're going to do it for the beer release and hang out and
I'm
see how
sorry,
it does. And
releasing which beer?
it's called disc golf beer. It's just
I was going to say, I thought it was going to be a disco
brand new
pig playoff.
Oh, no, the Disco Pig would be a great playoff. Disco Pig. Yes.
You could have that one. You could have it.
Thank you. I'll take that one for sure. I'll take it.
He's going to flush it down with the sparkle poop in his toilet.
No, Disco Pig. That's another thing that the kind of COVID has really screwed up my Disco Pig production schedules. I mean, I wasn't able to do Barrel Age Beer Fest this year.
I know.
So that just stopped all my planning for all my barrel age projects. Just because if you make them, you kind of have to package them, and it's just kind of this. So I haven't made a Disco Pig really true mixed fermentation since COVID hit, which kind of sucks. So that's a whole thing that's going to be. It's going to take me about a year to get back up and running once I start making it. Wow. So I'm kind of in the thinking about maybe I should start getting one going and preparatory to have stuff going for next Barrel Age Beer Fest. But yeah, it's just the whole COVID thing just put a huge wrench in everything, which is, wrench in everyone's lives, I guess. But some people have died from the thing. Those people really had a bad day. So it's just kind of I take it for what it is. My family's safe and my immediate family's safe, and I'm happy for that, and I hope, and I feel for the people who don't have that same situation that I have. So
yeah, and that's what we could all hope for, is just everyone stays safe and every family's safe, and we got to do what we do to keep each other safe, and that's about it, And it hurts businesses right now, but and I think you've been adapting to a different business model you never thought of. Like, you're doing delivery now. Are you delivering every county in Connecticut, or just?
Yeah, we just started that right before, I think it was around Christmas or New Year's, one of the two. We were doing the 3 counties around us.
Yeah.
And then we decided to open it up. So now we got every Wednesday and every Wednesday and every Friday we go out and do a loop and hit all the people. Pete is a really good guy. He used to be working in the tasting room. Now just gets in his car with his dog and loads it up and drives around the state and drops beer off for us. And it's kind of weird. Yeah, rather than doing the every single day delivery, we thought hey, Friday is great. People are going to want to get a Friday delivery to get ready for the weekend. And then if people are planners or you're oh crap, I forgot my beer this Friday, I'm going to make sure to get it, they'll do a Wednesday delivery. So you get the kind of that midweek kind of stock up midweek, and then you get your Friday planners that are getting into the weekend. We're doing, you can order a log. We'll deliver a log right to your house.
Really?
There you go.
That's good.
There you go. Paulo, there you go. Right to the Brudio. Log of Black Hog. Done.
We might have to do that.
Yeah, everything's our website. blackhogbrewing.com, and it basically just directs you right to our online store. And it's all linked in with an inventory too. So if someone buys the last one, it's not going to pop up and be all this back and forth. So thank Tom for that. Not Tom M, but my Tom Silvasinski on my end, who's a computer nerd. He's figuring all that stuff out, which is awesome. So, but it's been awesome. So we doing logs and packages. Breaking Tom M's deck is nice.
Yeah, you don't thank Tom for anything.
Yeah.
That's just queued up.
Yeah, so that's something where it's also the delivery thing has opened up some really cool opportunities to do package deals and deliver food and deliver wine. It just opens up all these ideas of collaborate. We did a pickup for Olmo, which is in New Haven. So the people that can't go to the old Casey's is now called Olmo. It's a bistro, and they have it was a bistro and had a dining room and a little sandwich shop out front, and they've evolved and they've kind of changed in and really focused hard on their bagel production and turned in some of the seating area into this bagel production area and making these banging awesome bagels and schmears and smoked lox and the whole nine. So we did a pre-order pickup for people up in our neck of the woods in Oxford. They didn't want to make the trek all the way to New Haven. They'd pre-ordered, there's 6 or a baker dozen, the different type of schmears they wanted, and it came with the whole, and then you get like to pick your 4-pack and 6-pack of beer to go. So it was like a little bagel brunch that we did a little pickup with that, which was awesome. We're doing a thing for Valentine's Day right now where you can go, you can bottle of red, some chocolates from a local chocolatier that I wish I knew the name of, but I did not prepare. But obviously
that would have been key for this episode.
Chocolatier. But if you go on to blackhogsbrewing.com, it'll say the name of it. But yeah,
is it Munson's? Aren't they Connecticut based? Are they closed already?
Munson's is Connecticut based.
Now you got to ask.
West Hartford. They're Hartford, West Hartford. Like Bloomfield. They're by back east and Hooker. That's why Hooker does the chocolate truffle stout. So
got it.
Yeah, we just posted about it on the internet. I should know this. Know this. Valentine's Day package for $37.
Oh, here we go.
So you get the white wine package with a 4-pack of hazy, a Mystic Cheese shallot cheddar, and a bottle of the Sabro white wine. And then, or the red wine package, we get the Leaves of Mark, a Mystic Cheese cheddar, bottle of red, and then they both come with a bag of chocolates by Emily's Sweet, located in Brookfield. So it's closer over in Brookfield.
Ooh. Okay,
all right.
Yeah. And some milk chocolate covered pretzels, of course. So it's a little, and then when we did the collab with the guys from the Donut Grounds Donut, we did a pickup for that. So they brought, we did a pre-order of like a 4-pack of their donuts with a 4-pack of the glitter bombs. You bought that as a little package deal. It was only 20 of them, but it was fun to do like this, the food and beer pairing and the food and beer together. Because that's what Black Hog was founded on. It was like food, beer, and hanging out. Really.
I mean, you've done a ton of different food beers. You did the tomato basil beer. You guys are all foodies. The Sovietsky brothers and everything. They Casey's and Ordinary and now Olmo and stuff like that. And you're coming from a beer background. You put the nice little happy marriage. All your beers pair well with food, and that's where I love the deals that seeing on Instagram all the time. The deals that you guys have been doing, all these package deals with different businesses to help everyone out. I think it's different from what everyone else is doing right now. So
yeah. We signed.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Paul.
That'd be awesome. Like a Saturday, Sunday morning, like a bacon, egg, and cheese / cold pizza and lager delivery.
Oh, there you go.
That would like a hair of the dog type of deal. That would be awesome.
Just you just can get like that 12-pack of like hot dogs just straight in the package. You just eat right out of the package like you're in college again.
No, like a 12, like a 4-pack of sausage, egg, and cheeses, and a cold cheese pizza, and then like 2 4-packs of lager.
But the pizza was previously cooked, but then re-chilled.
Re-chilled. Yeah. You want
leftover pizza.
Okay. Leftover pizza.
Yes.
We
did do a
counter aged. That's the only way to do it. You got to buy it, put it on the counter in the box, and just leave it till tomorrow morning. And then
we'll just call it kegs and eggs. Kegs and eggs.
Yes.
A little late, but I'm sharing the Olmo website.
Oh, here we go. I'll put it on.
There we go.
So I was in New Haven. I never get to New Haven, really. I was there this past weekend. I brought my daughter up, and I saw this fucking little leaf here on a building as I was leaving to go home. And I saw
straight on the way out. Yep.
I passed this place. I was right there. And I was like, I want a bagel.
No, the place is great. I mean,
you said they make their lox in-house?
I make their bagels in-house.
The bagels. All right.
Yeah.
I want to try
that.
Look at that.
They're everything is
that looks amazing.
So good.
That right there looks amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they do it right. And I mean, Jason's also part owner of Mystic Cheese, so he's got the cheese game on fleek there for sure. So,
sorry.
Oh, the kids, are we still allowed to say on fleek? Does that age me? I don't know. Gen Z version of it.
I mean, I haven't heard it in a while, but I think this whole entire crew resonates with on fleek. I mean, We understand
fair
it.
enough.
We get it. We're trying to be hip, you know.
Well, no,
they do egg sandwiches too.
Oh yeah,
Goat.
they do like whole breakfast. Yeah, they do the whole 9.
What?
Yeah,
I'm
telling you. You drove by this place and didn't stop.
I did. I had just picked up the Haven hot chicken sandwich.
Oh yeah, that's Jason's other spot. The Haven hot chicken's awesome.
Yeah, Jason owns that. What does it? I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, that's Jason's other spot. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Let's break this way. Is Jason just going to own all of New Haven sooner or later? Because he literally has his hands in everything.
Yeah, he calls himself a serial entrepreneur, where he just like likes to start businesses and play, and like he's just got stuff going on. And I don't know. I don't think he likes sleeping.
That chicken sandwich was.
No, he doesn't like sleeping. Yeah, no. Haven hot chicken's awesome. Craig from Beer Collective and him both, and then Ekin from he does work for AB, but the three of them opened the Haven hot chicken. It's been freaking amazing. I haven't been down there in forever because I haven't been to New Haven in forever, but I need a hot chicken sandwich soon, you know.
So that Haven hot chicken kind of got its start in Nashville. We went out there for CBC, and we went to. What the fuck is it? Mama J's? It's like supposed to be the original, but it's like out of the town, like in the ghetto, like strip mall, like amazing. You stand in line and you walk to the line, and then there's the cash register that only takes cash. Then you walk down, and this other old lady's trying to sell you her dessert she made herself in her own kitchen. You know, like, and like they're like, just get the fuck out of here. Like, you got to get a seat. But like. I ate the medium, and it was just like over the top. Like, they take like this place here. I mean, they actually started out as hot as this and had to tone it down because the people in New Haven couldn't handle the heat that they were bringing. But like this woman, the whole idea about this whole restaurant is she hated her husband and was going to make the spiciest thing she could possibly feed him to try to kill him, and he loved it. So she made a restaurant around it. But she like takes like. She marinates the chicken in this extremely over-the-top, spicy, over-the-top hot oil. And then that's the base. That's just the plain. And then the different layers of heat within the spice, like crustiness on the outside, get you up the next layers to medium, hot, extra hot. So, like, it's just like a mind fuck because you, like, eat it and, like, it's like capsaicin spicy hot. And then you bite into it, and the oil is like temperature hot, but then the oil that is temperature hot is also capsaicin hot, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on right now? It's just like you sweat, and it's just awesome. But that's kind of where
you want to keep eating it because it tastes so good. That's the problem.
So good. Yeah,
I mean, the
so
chicken.
It sounds amazing.
You're talking about the original place in Tennessee.
Yeah.
The one in New Haven. The chicken on this sandwich was like a huge.
Oh God! It's
meaty
as big as
piece
your head.
of chicken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I mean they're doing it right there too, where they're taking like they're not having their chicken breast and making two out of it. Like you got one whole chicken breast is your freaking chicken that they fried up. You know, like it's legit. And
I went with the hot
they took "Don't Be a Bitch" to the chicken game.
So yeah,
I went with the hot level, and it was freaking hot.
Because there's hot, and then there's off menu and there's off menu if you want to go for it.
I've had the off menu. I've had a bite.
Yeah.
Jason actually fed it to me at one of the pop-up dinners. And I'm like, he's like, oh, you have to wear gloves. I'm like, well, then feed it to me because I'm not putting gloves on my hand for one little piece. And it was hot. It was tolerable, but it was fucking, yeah.
Well, on the menu there was
hot. What are you doing tomorrow?
And then there was Haven.
Yep. And
then there's two
off menu. You got hot Haven. And there's off menu and then off menu.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is like almost not. It's like a blackish brown crust.
My nose was running off the hot. I couldn't do more than that.
What are you guys doing for lunch tomorrow?
It's like Haven hot chicken.
I was actually thinking of it. So
actually, speaking of food,
12:30, I'm there.
Speaking of food, kind of circling back around, you guys are doing something with Bear's Barbecue, aren't you?
Yes.
What's
they have
what's
a
that
brewery
all about?
there, so
Yeah. So that's one of Jason's business that I have my hand in, which is fun. So we partnered up with the people over at Bears Barbecue. They were looking to expand because all of their stuff was kind of in northern Connecticut, and they wanted a southern Connecticut location. And they came in, talked to Jason, looking for spaces, kind of help to find spaces, and we ended up settling at the spot right behind the district, and then the new space called the Stack. And they built up this brand new facility that has a big the smoke room is twice the size of my brew house that's there, but they have 4 different smokers going that they're able to it was kind of a central kitchen for their southern, so they can have the food truck come and grab from there and supply the restaurant at the same time. But as well, they built out a brewery where Black Hog is running it. Basically, I'm running it at this point because it's COVID and I'm the only one that goes down there. But I go, I make it's basically a 5-barrel Premier Stainless system. I got 5 5-barrel fermenters and a 10-barrel bright. And I just make whatever I want for those taps only. So, I mean, right now there's 7 beers on tap down there that you can only get there that are officially Black Hog beers that I made that are just, it's like my little test kitchen brew pub I get to play around in. And pre-COVID, we were scaling up to we nicknamed it the Collab Lab because I was just trying to do as many collabs with a bunch of different breweries as I could just to have some people in. It was a perfect opportunity because I could do a collaboration brew, say with like Alvarium, which was one of the first ones we did. Yeah. And then when that beer came out to go on tap, we brought a couple of their beers down, and then we did like a collab release party around it. So they got a couple keg sales out of it. And, it was just it was a good communal thing going around. And we had literally right before COVID hit, we were supposed in February, I had 5 different beers in the fermenters with 5 different breweries, all collaboration brews that we're going to do a 5-course dinner, and every course is going to get paired with a different collaboration beer. And then something happened with we didn't market it quite enough. And literally, I think it was supposed to be February 25th or something like that, probably today, whatever today is. And we're we got to move it. It's we got to do this and that. And this beer isn't quite ready. How many tickets are sold? Let's contact those 12 people and we're going to push it back 4 weeks. And then boom, shut down. COVID happened. And so I sat there, I had 5 of these beers. They were just in a tank waiting to be served. And it just stopped. We couldn't serve beer anymore. Only one of them I had to dump. The other ones I kind of played around with, and we were able to serve. The saison that I did with Kinsman with their wild, it was basically their wild strain out of their foeder. I was just awesome. I just let that thing went for 9 months, and then I packaged it, and that thing was gorgeous. It's gone now, but it was just one of those things that was just wow, well, this is the best thing that could have happened to this one of these 5 beers. So just let this sit here and let it go. But that's kind of a long-winded answer of Black Hog's there making beer. I'm there making beer. There's 7 beers you can't get other than going there. So go there and try their beer.
Are you still making beers there? Yeah, go there. But are you still making beers there? Because I haven't seen you guys
packaged last week.
Okay.
Well, we focused it's underneath it's the Instagram handle is Bears Brewery.
Oh, you do have it separate. Okay.
So it's sold separate because it's underneath because it's officially underneath the Bears Barbecue umbrella.
Right.
Yeah. So they have
this
a whole
James Street.
Plan. The what?
Yeah.
This is James Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Street. Yes, exactly. Right behind. It's called It's called Bears New Haven at the Stack. But it has a huge beer garden. It has a amphitheater with a stage. It's set up to rock. But COVID kind of fucked us. But we're working on right now a collaboration brew with the guys from Bad Fish for the summer, and we're gonna we're gonna package it up at Black Hog, and then bring it down. Do the release at the Stack with Bad Fish plays a show there. So that's kind of we're working on that right now.
Really?
That's sick.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun.
Well, I know one person will definitely be there, and that's Bill Steinbacher, because he loves some bad fish. So
you don't say.
Yeah. He loves some bad fish. So
that's our summer party we're trying to plan, and then this is all like we're trying to plan all this shit because we hope it's going to be over by then. You know, like if you don't plan it now, like you're going to be behind the 8 ball. So
true.
That's the game.
That's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm going to grab a beer. Usually we do a beer of the week, but this week it got a little
with the snow and everything. It was a little tough.
Yeah.
And because we were bringing you in to talk about the brewery and as a whole, we thought, why don't we all just go out and get a Black Hog beer that we like.
Well, yeah, we said that after no one did any kind of collaboration.
Thanks for blowing that up, Dave.
Dave, shut your fucking mouth.
So we're all
listen. Everyone knows we're shitbags.
Yeah, so we're all trying to drink Black Hog stuff. So basically, what we could buy, like me, I've drinking 2 seltzers, 2 tea seltzers, and Leaves a Mark.
Yes.
Which is
you're
awesome.
humming over there. Good for you.
Yeah, well, thank you. You gave me all the different flavors to try, and they're different. It's sometimes you want a seltzer, but this has a nice little tea smoothness to it and stuff like that.
See, and I was torn. I saw like the liquor store by me, the package store by me didn't have much, so I grabbed Leaves a Mark, and they had hum, and I was on the fence. I was gonna grab it. I'm like, not a big seltzer guy. I didn't want to like.
It's different. It's got that tea flavor to it, which makes it totally different, smooths it out, a little bit less carbonation. I'm sorry. I'm talking like I brew the beer. I apologize, Tyler.
I mean, you guys kind of led the way with the seltzer breweries doing seltzers, right? With the citrus seltzer,
which was a citrus seltzer.
God. Hold on. I'll be back.
All right, so hang on real quick, just to prove that,
was good.
We actually do have female listeners. One asks the stats on the calories of the hum.
They are right on the back
obviously
of the
we
label.
don't care.
But they're 100 and
so go and buy some and find out.
120. They're under 125 per 12-ounce serving. But they're gluten-free, sugar-free. All the sugar ferments out, so there's nothing left in there. But we were we wanted. You have a citrus seltzer. Holy shit.
And look,
that thing's
it's
hilarious.
not open.
But no, that one is 69 calories per 12-ounce serving. I remember that one. But that one officially is 99 calories in 16 ounces. But the hums themselves, because the fruit added and that they're higher ABV, to get like alcohol actually adds caloric intake into stuff. So the fact that these 99, they're like, oh, this seltzer is only 99 calories. It's like, yeah, because it's only 4% alcohol. Like, once you get over anything over 4% alcohol, it's really hard to get under 100 calories per 12-ounce serving. But the citrus, so the 5.5% hum seltzers, they're all about 125 a piece. I think the citrus. Is it the citrus seltzer? Excuse me. He got me talking about the citrus seltzer. The citrus seltzer is a little lower officially, but like we just say 125 across the board to cover our ass and make it easier to talk about. But yeah, that citrus seltzer isn't officially a seltzer.
No, it's a beer.
It's a beer. That was it was trying to basically for Extreme Beer Fest. We got invited to in 2015, 14. 13? I don't know. What years? Is there a date on that can anywhere there?
No, that's what I'm looking because I want to know how old this is because honestly, it's still this has been sitting in my fridge. This is still tasting really good.
Oh yeah. So basically Extreme Beer Festival, we got invited to, and if you have never been to Extreme Beer Festival, it is a really cool, hopefully it will come back, a really cool event in Boston. They do every year, and basically Dogfish Head started out with the guys from Beer Advocate, and it's like because Dogfish Head was always big about like, hey, our beer is extreme and off the wall and like for off-centered people, but like it was just kind of this celebration of extreme beer using crazy ingredients. For years it went like the highest ABV you could possibly make, and then it like branched out to like 1 year I went and had like a smoked a smoked porter that was aged in Tabasco barrel, which is it was called Taste Like Burning, and it had a little like guy from it. It was just like literally like I waited to the end of the night to try it because it was just like I just knew it was going to ruin my palate.
Yeah.
But
sounds like it should have ham in it.
Yeah, it was just bad. So I was reading like the fine print of like they've evolved this over the years, and it was like extreme beer. It was like doesn't most like extreme in one way, and like in one of like in almost jokingly in their thing they sent me was like it doesn't have to be high in ABV, and I was like, no, it doesn't. You're right. So like I was like, how do I make the lowest ABV possible beer that's an IPA? And like so I kind of was racking around, and I just done a brewed IPA with my buddy from Liar's Bench in Portsmouth, and he had brewed at Magnolia and a couple of San Francisco breweries who like invented the brute style out west, and like taught me how to make a brute. And so I was like, all right, the brute's really cool. You use these enzymes. It really breaks down all the starches, so you get 100% fermentable sugars. That's what makes the brewed IPA like the super dry backbone. I was like, what if I make a really low, extremely low ABV brewed IPA? So it'll taste like nothing. It'll taste like water. And then I can quad dry hop it with Citra and call it a Citra Seltzer. It'll be hilarious. And that's just so it's a 2.2% ABV IPA.
The polar
it tastes like a seltzer, but it's literally all malt. It's literally all malt fermentation, yeast, like normal beer yeast fermentation. That thing finished at like 0.3, which is awesome. So like there's no sugar left in it because the brute enzymes broke everything down. But that was my like, yeah, it's super drinkable, and it's like it's because it is the brewed IPA. That's a whole nother beer trend that peaked and then died off. But the brewed IPAs were fun, and I really like them. They remind me a little bit like kind of like the old school IPAs that people used to drink, where there was like some dryness in the back end, but in the brewed IPA world, the dryness was from like the lack of malt, so you didn't have to add the bitterness. So it was like this cool, like, oh, I can get a soft low IBU, but still dry finished beer that's not like mouthy. And I mean, I say that as I'm drinking a hazy, whatever. But yeah, so the Citra Seltzer, dude, I can't believe you still have one of those. That's fucking crazy.
I still have another one.
You don't do that anymore?
I would love to. No one bought it, man. I mean, that's the freaking no one bought that shit. I come from a brew pub world, and I could just like brew it and put it on tap. I'm like, it'll go away eventually. And some things went faster, so I could just keep making whatever I want. But like brewing has always been 50% art and 50% science. And then once I opened Black Hog, it's now 50% art, 50% science, and 50% business. And like I'm at 150% at all times. So it's like what 100% I have to listen to, like and there's a lot of crystal balls that are
and you're foggy. A dad.
And I'm a dad, and my wife makes me redo like the bathroom all the time.
I've been watching your pictures of you doing the whole entire bathroom again. So
yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. Not only that, like you are an active dad. I see your posts on Facebook. Will you be my dad?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow.
Let's do it. Wow, you better like. You better like
hell did I miss?
We're going disc golf in the snow. All right.
Jay just asked Tyler to be his dad.
He's a good dad. He's just doing shit with his kids all the time. He's a good dad. I just want to say
thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. That's appreciated. Yeah. I need to. Can you text my wife? That'd be awesome.
Tyler,
just tell her to ease off.
Tyler, I think
I know that feeling, by the way.
I think if you made this again, I think it'll sell because I think the reason why it didn't, you were before all the seltzers actually came out.
I meant that's what I was saying.
So
it kind of preceded all this.
Yeah. So this was a beer seltzer that people were like, it's not really seltzer, but then the seltzer boom happened right after this beer. Mm-hmm. So I think your timing, you were the innovator before all this, but you're making a beer seltzer. I'm telling you, I grabbed this and me, stout guy. I love this beer. And then you made the raspberry, and I always told you, you're going to make all the different polar flavors of the
rotate through them all. Raz lime.
Okay, it's stout season. Shut up. I have a signed can says it's always stout season by Tyler Jones. Still from the first ever Leaves a Mark official release. I still have that can that you signed for me. And you said you were going to sign everyone, hashtag it's always down season that day. Now, I don't know if you did, but you said you were going to.
I was probably like 7, maybe 9 beers deep when I said that, but yes, I totally did.
I was the first one there.
Hey, I was there before you were.
This is true. Good point. So,
what are you enjoying there?
Me?
No.
Oh,
Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Dave,
Well,
you just
I was just going to ask you about this if one of those other guys didn't ask anything.
The IPA.
I got the Black Hog IPA.
Oh, nice.
So do I. And
there you
mine
go.
is yours in a piglet can?
It's not, but now I'm intrigued.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Does that mean mine's older?
Mine's
from
in the piglet can too.
Mine's from October.
Yeah, when yours is fresher. The piglet can's fresher.
It's the can shortage, bro. Everybody.
Yeah,
that
that was
can shortage.
That was at the end of the year. We had to do one batch of IPA and 2 batches of piglet. Excuse me, 1 batch of IPA and 2 batches of hazy in piglet cans with labels on it because it was just our 2020 contract was up and we had batches of beer to package, which sucked because the cans look like shit, but the liquid inside they're awesome.
So I should have known to look at the bottom of the can.
Yeah.
And not have bought this from October. But
the only thing though,
who knows?
The BHB IPA though holds up. Like I've drank. I mean,
we're gonna find out.
Holds up a little bit better than the hazy does, my personal opinion, because there's a 10-minute hop addition in the BHB IPA versus the hazy, and as I add hops earlier from my experience of like adding hops earlier in the brewing process. I mean, from like all the way at 75 minutes at the beginning of boil. Oh, your mind. Like you used to make IPAs. As you add hops earlier into the boil, it actually helps the shelf stability. I mean, that's what IPA was. IPA was like adding a bunch of hops. Hops have preservative qualities. The reason IPA exists is because they're low ABV pub ales from England weren't making the journey around Cape Horn to India. So they added hops as a preservative. So hops do add preservative qualities, but us crazy Americans make it extreme every single time we possibly can. And, they're like, well, what do we do? Let's add lactose and put no hops in the boil. Put it all in the dry hop. And be like, lactose! Extreme! It's just like, but if you get that little balance where the BHB IPA, I still add some hops in the kettle. They are late, but they're there. And then, so I think that one has a little bit better shelf life than the hazy for sure.
No, I mean, I can't say I know what this is supposed to taste like, but it's good and I would buy it again.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I don't know if it's going to taste the same. I don't know what you're drinking there, Paulie.
I'm drinking the same beer.
Stellar review that was.
No, but I meant as far as yours being fresher. Like, I don't know what yours tastes like compared to mine. If it wasn't for COVID, we could find out.
Yeah. I can imagine this on tap, which is kind of what you want to achieve, with something like an IPA.
I mean,
this is really good.
Really insightful.
It's kind of light. It's crisp. It's got a bit of dryness to it, like on the finish. Like
it's got a little bit of bitterness at the end, which I appreciate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot
solid.
It's a solid IPA.
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of where
there's no frills to it. It's a good fucking beer.
It's the classic. Well,
make IPAs bitter again.
Well, make Wesco. So my question is,
say that.
The guy over there saying make more delicata squash and bitter IPAs.
Yeah, really.
He's trying to make us lose all of our money.
He's just on. Yeah.
The hazy beers you get tired of until you get tired of them and you swear off of them until you drink one that tastes like like a mango orange smoothie that Bob Marley made for you, and it like kind of drags you back into them for a couple more months.
I wouldn't pass that one up though. If Bob Marley made it, I'm like,
no.
No.
Some of those just taste like somebody got orange juice and just I don't know, brewed it in a grow house or something. I don't know how.
I don't know what happened.
I mean, the hop plant, or it's part of the Cannabiae family officially, and like
The
they're
cousins.
they're sister plants. So basically, like where instead of producing THC, like hops will produce the essential acids, alpha acids, but they literally go through the same growth cycles where like they can only grow above or below the 30-second parallel because they need the right light and dark ratio. Where when you start the beginning of the year, the hop plants will grow. They shoot up runners. They run up the vine to the top. You actually have to cut them back. They produce, like, the crown itself produces a ton of runners, but like they'll grow and grow and they'll keep growing. You train those 5 runners up to the top of that plant, and then when you hit that right light to dark ratio, the plant shuts off from growing to producing the cones, similar to growing cannabis. If you've ever,
I don't know what you're talking
recreationally
about.
grown cannabis
Not me.
at all.
No, not me. Definitely
No
not.
one, no one on this
light-
podcast has any idea what you're talking about.
Exactly,
No.
but that light to dark ratio works out the same idea, where then it will start producing the cones, and then you'll be able to harvest it before the fall hits. Because then if you let it dry too much on the vine, it actually will like suck in a lot of the essential oils will go back into the vine, because the plant's trying to save itself for winter now. So like you got to harvest it at the right time. There's like a 2-week window to harvest your hops, and every hop has a different 2-week window depending on how it's. The hop growers out there, God bless them, because it's a shitty crop to grow, and they grow the crap out of it. So,
Oh, look who's back.
I was peeing.
I don't know what it is though. It's that
I didn't wash my hands. I was roughing back.
I'll have a lot of you have a lot of hazy IPAs, and for a while you almost get tired of them, and then just you'll have that one IPA that just the dankness is just perfect, and it just
sucks you back in like a wet noodle.
Yeah.
So
Is that what drugs is like?
Yeah, cocaine, hell of a drug. Cocaine, hell of a drug.
So I have a question. We were talking about, Dave and Paulo are drinking the same beer. One's October. Paulo, yours is the Picket Clan, so it must be like within the last few months.
That's like let me guess. It's December 12th. Look at the bottom of your can, Paulie Long. Come on, what's your can? Come on. Can you read it?
Yeah, 12:30.
12:30. So there you go.
12:30. Oh, it's closer.
So you've got 2.5 months on mine.
So for a brewer that's making a standard IPA, and that's not a hazy, like there shouldn't be that much difference in the taste, but everyone's all about freshness. I need to have it literally off the line. I need to have it a week old or 3 days old. But if it's 4 months old, oh my God, it's the worst beer ever. This is really falling off. How do you feel about that? Because you make beers that aren't the hazies. You don't really make that many hazies. You're doing it because that's what the trend says we have to have, and what everyone wants. But an October beer shouldn't be that bad at all.
I was just going to say, to that point, like, does that really affect a beer like this? That's just a straight up IPA. Like, there's no.
So there is a graph. I'm an engineer, so I always think of stuff as in graph format, where they're like every beer I drink off the line, I fucking hate. Doesn't matter what it is. I don't know. Like in my head, like it's too fresh. It's too new. The flavors haven't melded. Like it just, I like BHB IPA at a week after packaging. I like hazy at 3 weeks after packaging. I like granola at 6 weeks after packaging. Just to start off, that's when I think they're at their peak.
Granola, really? 6 weeks after granola?
Granola.
Jay's checking his can now.
Granola needs to like mature because granola, like I overhop the whirlpool on granola just a hair, just because I know that's the first thing to fade, and I want that hop aromatic to fade just a touch, and it's like that's where I think it's at its peak. And I design these recipes to go to distro because of this mindset, because I know people are going to be drinking beer from October and fresh beer at the same time. So
Drinker Down Charlie Brown on the bottom of the can.
There you go. Drinker Down Charlie Brown.
10/28, October 28th.
That beer is prime right now.
Delicious.
Because granola, like, so hops. Let's talk hops.
Okay.
Hops have acids that when they get heated up, they get isomerized and taste bitter. Boom. That's your bittering charge. That's kind of front end of the boil. Hops also have essential oils that have hop flavor and hop aromatic. Stuff that is aromatic, stuff you smell. The reason you smell it, it's the reason it's volatile. It likes to come off and go into suspension into the air so you can smell it.
Okay.
So IPAs, like the aromatic of a beer is the first thing to go. So as a beer ages, that slowly, like that aromatic is going to start fading. So that's why people are like that are into that just big hot punch in the nose, that dankness, that like I want all the citrus rind possible. Like when I'm drinking a beer, like they're the ones that want to drink it straight off the line, because that's like they just want to get punched in the nose with hop aromatic. And that if you're into that that's awesome. I mean, there's a whole bunch of beers out there that do that are amazing off the line, and they just hit you in the nose with aromatics. If you can balance your hop charges, your hop blends with your malt bill, and get a more complete beer of having, yes, it has these cool hop aromatics, it also has some really cool hop flavors, but it also has some really cool malt flavors to kind of balance all that together. That's when you get a beer that is more shelf stable, that the graph, you'll get this, like, it tastes like shit, it peaks. Instead of being like, oh, this beer's awesome, then dies, you get like that peak, and then it like will slowly peter off over time. So you get a beer that'll last longer on the shelf. Obviously, all of that is heat dependent. So the more you can keep it in the cool environment, the better. And then people say, oh, it's skunky, hot, cold. No.
That's all light, right?
That's all light. Yeah, that's light. Skunk is 100% light. The thing is, like, the hot, cold is that it doesn't matter that you're going hot, cold. It's how long it's staying at hot that's affecting the flavor of the beer. So, like, you want to keep it cold because the colder it is, the longer it takes these flavors and stuff to die off. So, like, you could have a beer that, like, if you put on a warm shelf at a package store, it's, like, perfect, and then it dies off. You take that exact same beer, it's in the cooler, it's perfect, and then it just kind of hangs there, and slowly flavor starts slowly melting.
People need to know this stuff.
No, for sure. It's the 30.
Who said we don't educate?
I know this is good.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this and you see Black Hog beer on a shelf at the liquor store, just do them a favor and move it over to the fridge.
slap that package store owner in the face. Tell them to put all the beer in the fridge. God damn it!
Just do it yourself. Just take a couple cases of Coors Light out and just
take the natty out. Take that Coors Banquet under the garbage.
Thank you.
Take it all out.
Buy a couple while you're at it and take them home and put them in your fridge. But take the rest.
The remaining
banquet though. Yeah. Leave the Coors Banquet in the cooler.
Leave the Coors Banquet.
Yeah, because that needs to stay cold.
Don't be a pussy.
Coors. So the whole thing about Coors and like keeping the mountains blue and all that shit, that was a big marketing campaign because all of those beers are basically you don't want to drink them warm because if you drink them warm, the flavors are going to come out of the beer, and the flavors that come out of that beer are bad. No, it's like they all use the corn and like rice syrup and all this other shit. Like the malt backbone of all those beers is crap. So like that's why they'll like keep the mountains blue, drink because like they want you to as cold as possible to mute out any flavors. Like I want you to drink a Black Hog IPA at freaking 50 degrees. I want it to warm up so you get some lusciousness, and then the hop aromatic will come out even more because it's warmer, and especially the stouts you can get really warm on those. I mean, so I mean drinking it cold and keeping the mountains blue, like that's a bunch of bullshit to make you drink shitty beer. You should be able to drink a beer that is freezing cold, and you should be able to drink a beer that's literally room temperature and have it even taste better at room temperature, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I joke about the Coors, but
but do you love it? I mean,
listen,
you drink Coors Banquet.
I just started drinking Coors Banquet because I love the show Cobra Kai, and he drinks it throughout. Have you watched the show, Tyler?
No, I need to.
It's really
No,
good.
it's really good.
It's so nostalgic. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's so nostalgic.
It's really
It's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
But it's also
he
like
drinks-
tongue in cheek, where it knows it's being nostalgic.
Oh yeah, they're making fun
Like,
of it. The
it's
whole time.
it's so good. It's so
So
good.
Johnny, the bad dude from
Tyler's
Original
gone,
Karate
right?
Kid. I know he's on, but I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop talking. The bad dude from Karate Kid. He's drinking Coors Banquet the entire show, all 3 seasons so far.
Yeah.
So I saw it in the store.
I'm
I
still
bought
in
it as a
season
joke.
1, so
I bought it as
Really?
I
thanks
saw
for
it
the
at the grocery
spoiler.
store. I saw it at the grocery store. I bought it as a joke, and I was like, you know what? It's actually not that bad.
It's really not.
How are
So
you
it's like-
still on season 1?
It's
I'm
one of
going
those.
for a
It's
budget-
one of those
a budget
because I
beer.
just started watching it.
It's a good budget beer. It's a good budget beer.
Here's something
Yeah.
funny. Like YouTube had the first 2 seasons, and the Red Tube or whatever. Not Red Tube. No, that's not. Totally different.
That was called Freudian
Yeah.
slip.
Look,
Got you.
but YouTube had it under the pay, and people
Wait,
watched.
we talking red tube? What just happened?
Now we got him back.
I do.
He got bored with Coors and Cobra Kai, but you start talking Red Tube, and he's right back.
But YouTube had that, and people liked it, watched it, but no one wanted to pay YouTube the money. And as soon as it went to Netflix, people were like, "Oh, I already have Netflix," and boom, it's taken off. Nothing's changed, but
Yeah, it's a good show.
You can tell how much no one really wanted to pay for YouTube.
Yeah,
It's corny. It's 80s, and they play off it. It's awesome.
it's so good. Like they play right into it, like purposefully. It's so good.
Uh-huh. So, Tyler, what's in the future? What is the future of Black Hog? What are we doing? What new beers will we be on
To the
lookout?
moon. To the moon.
No, wait, is this GameStop? I mean, no, we're not buying GameStop stock on this one. To the moon.
Dogecoin, whatever that one is.
Oh,
Buy that one too,
Doge-
while you're at it.
Dogecoin.
Is it Dog Coin?
No, it's Doge.
Doge, Dodge,
Fucking
Doge.
know.
I don't know. I
Dodge-
knew
I've
like
never known what that
$500.
was.
It was great.
It's actually it's at 8 cents right now, and it went up from like 2 cents like last week. So,
so pissed.
Oh, I know.
had-
I know a bunch of people that have made a ton of money on it already.
yeah,
I
mean, you
I
You know,
randomly had like $200 in it at like 0.0022 cents that I sold off. That I'm like, fuck! If I would have been like 1,000, like I would have made so much money. Anyway, what's future for Black Hog? I mean, we're making beer. We got a bunch of stuff. We got
That's a
a
good
bunch of
future.
series coming out. The coffee shop series, if you're into stouts, we got 6 different variants coming out this year.
I don't know anyone.
Which
seen
are-
stouts.
So we have our this most recent one, the Irish Cream Coffee Milk Stout. But we'll be doing the caramel macchiato. Hold on, we'll bring it up so I can look at it.
I'm trying to share my screen, but apparently it's not
Oh.
working.
No, hang on.
Come on, I sent
just
it to you.
slacked you.
No, I know.
Dave has
There we
to
go.
grant you permission. Is all powerful.
Well, I have to. I have
look
to
at
add
that
it to the
sexy background.
stream.
First of all, oh no, there we go. Okay, there we go.
Oh, you guys should do like
Oh,
a
there it
Mayan
is.
coffee. You guys should do like a Mayan coffee one that like spontaneously combusts like on fire when you crack the can open.
Yes. You
Like,
got to
just like
come
a
to our
flame.
planning meetings. This is great.
Just like a flame
Yeah.
comes out. Like you just crack
Alright,
it
so-
open. It
I mean,
sets
What do we
stuff
got?
on fire.
screw the widget. We're gonna put some like nitrous
Oh,
in
you
there
got-
and with a
You got Dave's here and everything.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what's on his desktop right now?
What? It's
Yeah,
always
it's always snow season.
Was it Red Tube?
No. What's I don't know. The
those
Stone
are all-
Cold Steve Austin,
Oh no, these are all
Legend
video.
of Zelda, and set like what? What are you doing?
When I video edited stuff, these are all little sound bites, and then there's right there is my presidential speech.
Tom is a
Yeah.
real life 40-year-old virgin.
You got to make money for charity.
Do it for the ladies.
Yeah. So anyway, we could talk about all these stouts here. We got Irish
Yeah.
cream.
Why don't you full screen
Please.
that?
Can I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
press the little full screen button right there.
Boom. There you go. Look at
Yeah,
that.
so these are all based off of our coffee milk stout series. So we basically the base is a coffee milk stout, and then we play around with it and add all the flavors seasonally along the way. But Irish cream coming out just in time for St. Patrick's Day.
I'm really.
This is what I'm
interested in
saying.
That one.
So this one is February 2021. That's when we got to get it to a distributor for St. Patrick's Day. Because if it's
Yep.
not at a distributor, they're not going to want it for St. Patrick's Day. So we actually did we've sold out of this. We have, I think, 7 cases left in the brewery, but then distro wanted more. So I have another batch that's going to be packaged next
Oh, wow.
week. So I'll have even more ready
That's
to go
awesome.
actually for St. Patrick's Day, which is awesome. So I'm excited about that one coming out. But then we're playing around with just the caramel macchiato, the cafe mocha, little PSL. Got to have some pumpkin spice latte.
No, you
Again,
don't.
coming
No, you
out
don't.
coming out in
No, you
August.
don't. No, you don't. You don't.
You did that last
You
year,
Got
right?
to.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
that was Tyler from Black Hog. We're gonna let him go now.
Oh shit! No one likes the pumpkin spice latte.
You know how I
No,
feel about
pumpkin spice
PSL.
latte.
So, Tyler, we've talked about this. I no pumpkin spice latte. I hate pumpkins. So
Wait,
I mean-
you did that last year though, right?
We did it last year, and
I did
it's
it last year. Yeah.
and again, this is my 50% business hat. It sold like crazy, so we're
No,
making it
of
again
course
this year.
it's gonna sell.
You got all those
So,
Han
I
Solo,
can't blame you on that.
No, I
you got
can't
all
believe
those
you.
Han Solo girls showing up for it. I bet.
Oh,
Yep.
for sure.
Look at Jay. Hey, we can't get through a whole episode without Jay saying something inappropriate.
Yeah,
Jay's like, yeah, the guys just love it.
I did not say that. You just
No,
said
you
that.
didn't say that.
You just said that.
But then you
No,
got-
I'm just saying, like, it's just something you would say. Anyway.
Anyway,
No, that's something you would say because you just said that. Anyway, on to the
Who's
s'mores.
moaning in the
Tyler.
background?
Yeah, what is this?
Someone's moaning. That's great.
I was voting.
But yeah, so the gingerbread s'mores
Bread
and then
too.
the French vanilla. So we're doing the kind of alternating back and forth throughout the day. I had a whole, and then we're doing a whole sour series as well. Can't share my screen for some reason. So Tom could only share this. No one I sent him. I tried to share him a bunch of other stuff. But we got a sour. I tried
Tom,
to,
give it
but the other stuff didn't get through either.
Oh no, I
I'm
didn't.
gonna take this down for now.
Tom, for once
Yeah.
in your life, get it up.
I know, but so and then
You
we're doing a sour series. And again, my distribution hat, sours don't sell in the winter, so we're doing a kind of basing. The first one's going to be coming out end of March. We're in February now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or February.
yeah, yeah. I can't. What day is it? All right, so we got, end of March we got the passion fruit, pomegranate, raspberry. We got a pineapple, tangerine, grape. For July, we're doing red, black, and blue, raspberry, blackberry, blueberry,
Ooh.
and then a blueberry muffin for the September. I kind of like try to extend that fall into the fall season somehow, with a little bit of cinnamon and baked goods going on in there. So that's gonna be fun. But I mean, I'm really excited about kind of our rotationals throughout the season. Are just going to be small one-off stuff that are going to hit distro like one and dones. Rainbow Gravy's coming back. I literally just ordered all the Fruity Pebbles for that one. So,
Oh, nice.
which is Fruity Pebble Galaxy Hazy IPA.
So how much
Crazy.
Fruity Pebbles goes into that?
I got the 4-pound bags, and I just ordered like 40 of them. So a lot of them, a lot of
It's
Fruity
about
Pebbles.
400 pounds of Fruity Pebbles.
What you want to
That's
do,
that's not actually right math.
No, it's all right.
You
man.
want- you want-
160 pounds officially, yeah.
Yeah.
But so
I thought you
yeah.
guys
Math
waited until Fruity Pebbles had like a cool toy in the box and then just like bought a bunch of them.
collect all the toys.
Yeah,
that's-
there you go.
Does Fruity Pebble do toys anymore?
I
don't
don't
think
know.
I don't know
Anybody
if
does.
anyone does.
Yeah.
They used to do this crawly thing. It was like suction cups. You throw it at the wall and it would kind
Oh,
of just
yeah.
crawl down.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Cracker Jack is still
That's
the
what they
only
think.
one that does it prize.
You go, the cereal goes in the mash.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So the best thing about like Fruity Pebbles is Sugar Smacks and all this shit that they make, like literally all this stuff is gelatinized some sort of cereal grain that you can use in brewing. So I mean, the like a Sugar Smack is a micronized wheat berry that like kind of puffs up, but you can buy micronized wheat berries to use in brewing, but this, if you buy the Sugar Smacks, it's already covered in sugar for you. Double bonus. It's the same thing with like the Fruity Pebbles. They're just flaked. They're flaked wheat. Flaked wheats. No, they're flaked. Yeah, they're flaked oats. No, they're flaked wheats. They're little flaked wheat. So it's like literally adding flaked wheat to your beer, but it's like fruity colored, and like it's. I mean, I think that's honestly why all the cereal beers kind of took off, because the brewers were just like, wait a minute, these guys are doing the same shit, but then adding all these crazy flavors. We can just take that and exchange it over for this malt bill I already know, but it happens to be this crazy cereal, and people will buy it. And we'll put the Blueberry Blue guy on top of the label, and it's gonna be great. You know, like
Count Chocula,
It makes sense.
Frankie Berry.
Yeah.
Now, does somebody
they're-
does somebody bring like a gallon of milk to work on brew day, or
No, it all goes
you
in the
guys
mash.
just?
We
all
just
right.
crush it. We don't actually
right.
eat the cereal. We're making
All
beer
right.
here.
All
We're
right,
making beer
all right.
here. I mean,
This
how
is
much
serious business.
are you
I'm
really
fat,
gonna eat
dude.
4
All
pounds of Fruity Pebbles?
Well,
You know how
not
big of
4
a bag
pounds, but
4
like a
pounds is? Like,
bowl.
I'll buy you an extra bag just for you. You can come to
A
Brew Day.
bowl.
You see if we can finish the whole bag. That'd be great.
We'll do it. We'll do a live show from the brew on Brew Day, and all eat Fruity Pebbles while they're brewing it.
You see if
There
you
you
guys
go.
can get through.
I like
see if
that
I can
idea.
get through one whole
I haven't
bag.
had
All right.
I haven't had a bowl of Fruity Pebbles in I don't know how long. I'd love to have a bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
You had one yesterday. You know that.
That's what I'm talking about.
We'll see if we can get through a full bag before you get
No,
through the
no,
brew process.
I mean,
It'd be
don't
impressive.
challenge
I'd
me.
be very impressed.
Don't challenge me. I will finish the bag.
Oh, no,
just saying, like,
challenge is on
bowl.
the table.
Oh
A bowl, though.
Oh
No. We would have to finish the full bag
no.
before they finish the brew process.
I mean,
Oh,
we got
Well, that's 10 hours.
Easy.
That's doable.
That's doable.
That's not.
That's 4 pounds of Fruity Pebbles.
We need like 9 more hours of time to fill.
Oh.
Yeah.
How about
I don't know.
how about once we finish mashing in before we start runoff, you got 45 minutes to finish it. That's
Okay.
a more realistic challenge.
That's more realistic, yeah.
That's good.
Is it? I'm thinking 4 pounds. Like Fruity Pebbles are
pound
pretty
each.
light.
It's a pound each.
Like-
It's not bad.
A pound
not
of
bad at
Fruity
all.
Pebbles, though. What's a bowl of Fruity Pebbles got away?
I mean, a box is like
4 ounces.
Do we
Like this
get
bat-
to watch? Do we get to watch Saturday morning cartoons while we're doing it?
Yes.
Yes.
That's,
Of course.
yes,
Oh,
of course.
it's-
Yeah.
Oh, done.
Watch He-Man and Transformers and
Like, am I just way off on my thought? Like, I'm
Muppet
thinking
Baby.
Fruity Pebbles is like maybe 4 ounces a bowl.
They're like little flakes. I mean,
Right. They're really light.
Yeah, that's 4 bowls
I'm
of
thinking
cereal.
of-
You
I'm
can't watch.
thinking of-
You can't eat 4 bowls of cereal.
no, per person probably 4 bowls per cereal. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah.
do that.
That's what I
for
meant.
20
I don't
minutes.
With milk.
yeah.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
throwing the milk in the mix.
Well, you
So
have
4
you're gonna
pounds.
eat
have
times-
pie?
yeah. So that's 64 ounces. You're saying 4 per divided by 4. That's
It's like a box
16
of first-
bowls. It's 16 bowls of cereal we got to eat with milk.
Oh, wait, now are we in a total commercial now? Remember that was like, how many bowls do you have to eat?
No. We're in
Wrong
Golden
brand.
Blow.
Wrong
Wow.
brand.
Colin Blow, that's it. Yeah, there you go. That's even better. Colin
Yeah,
Blow.
blow and blow.
Oh my God.
Dave, share it up. Share it up. Hold on.
What do you
My
do?
goodness.
Are you bringing up the Colin Blow commercial? Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, there you go.
15 ounces, a standard box. 15 ounces.
So that's a box each.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Box
but you eat a half box for breakfast.
So 420. yeah,
Maybe
25.
you
It's
do.
about a pound.
they say it's rice.
So, yeah, that's
rice, Tyler. It's not
rice.
wheat.
There we go.
That's it.
Sweetened
Pick it up
rice.
tomorrow.
Quality rice.
Ooh, make a rice lager out of that. Fruity Pebbles, rice lager.
Yeah, the light rice lager for sure. Little Kirosaki beer.
Fruity rice lager.
Oh,
Challenge accepted. We just invited ourselves to your brewery.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
To be fair, that's how we have done every live show so far.
it's not next Tuesday, but it's a Tuesday after if you want to show up.
to be
You
there,
just said
I
see you next
just invite
Tuesday.
myself to Black Hog all the time. I just show up. I'm just like, hey guys. They're like, oh hi Tom. Like, what are you doing here? There's a stout
mean-
being released, right? Oh yeah.
Or if he has a Hawaiian shirt on, I know he's on the way to work. If he's not, I know he's here to hang out. So we're good.
Exactly. There you go. Hey, he knows. He knows.
He's
Wait, you're
either
brew-
go,
you're
he's either
brewing this-
going to work or a rally.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have the shirt on.
Wow. Nice.
I'm sorry, John.
Oh, but I'm the piece of shit. Go on.
Well, you are the piece of shit.
That doesn't change anything. Yeah.
That doesn't change anything. But yeah,
I mean,
no,
the only question here is, Jay, a whole or 2%? What am I
mean,
picking up?
That's I do whole's delicious, but I think
Yeah.
Just a lot of whole
2%
milk to be.
would probably be the way to go for this thing.
Yeah.
skim.
Yeah.
Go for if you want to go for
Skim
skim
milk.
and actually have a chance.
I'm a grass-fed whole milk guy, so
I'm raw milk from the
I would
farm.
have guessed that.
My brother-in-law just gifted me an espresso machine that has one of those little like steamer bullshits on the side. So I'm doing whole milk and trying to figure out the froth, and I'm not good at it, but it's fun.
You'll get there.
Kind of like
You'll get
frothing out the
I got one of
make
those
my
too.
own macchiatos and espressos and all that shit. It's been fun.
Michael Dryberg says oat milk.
What the hell is Michael Dryberg watching this shit for?
Well, he works for you. He's your brewer, so
I know he's my head brewer. He's my newest hire and the best hire I've had in a while.
yeah, you're taking all the lackeys from freaking down at Beer Axe, and you're
Oh
hiring.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
You know him.
You can't milk oats, guy.
Hey,
I have nipples.
I
Can you
know.
milk me?
there's no nipples on oats.
It's
Have you
t-shirt
found
time.
I challenge you to find the oat nipple. All right,
It's
we'll
right
do it next
underneath the
week.
crease. It's right underneath the crease.
Just a little.
So, anyways,
All right.
beyond the rainbow gravy,
Yes.
let's go to the next. So we also have, if you came to the brewery during COVID, during the summer, we released a couple of fun beers. One of them was Fuzz Ipa, and one of them was Staycation IPA that we are now going distro-wide with. So you'll
nice.
be available at your local package stores. So Fuzz is a hazy IPA, a little lower ABV because it's going to be coming out like late spring, early summer. Azaka, Racal, a little bit of Citra, and then it has peaches added to it. So it's like a peachy kind of like low ABV hazy IPA, which is going to be delicious. And then Staycation's your kick you in the nuts hazy double with Citra Sabro Simcoe. That's coming out in August. Then we have bringing back our Oktoberfest, which was awesome this year. I was super excited. Kind of a German-inspired American fest beer. I hate calling stuff. It's like calling a beer a champagne from not the Champagne region and all that kind of shit. It's not really an Oktoberfest. It's not made in Germany. It's a fest beer. It's an American. It's got a lot of different stuff going on it. But that beer was awesome. It tastes really awesome. I'm excited for it. And then we are bringing Choosy Moms back for a
Nice.
distro-wide release because that was like people were really into the peanut butter. So the Choosy Moms was our Leaves a Mark. So the Leaves a Mark you guys were both trying actually has 1/3 of the volume was year-old Leaves a Mark that had spent a year in a rum barrel. They got blended back in. So it's not 100% rum barrel aged, but it has, that back note of that rum barrel, the extra toasty note, the extra like rum characteristic added to it. The Choosy Moms is literally just fresh this year's fermentation of the Imperial Stout that then we age on peanut butter.
So I have
This
to
is
bring
gonna be
something
delicious.
up with this Leaves a Mark that I just noticed when I was looking at this can when you were telling me about that.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're going. Yep. Go for it.
Yeah,
Right
you
there.
haven't shotgun one yet? Come on.
Every
That's a
can has that.
That is amazing, and I don't
Every-
know how I've never noticed that.
Every Black Hog beer ever made has that puncture. Well, almost everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's on the IPA.
Yep.
It's just not labeled as such. But
Well,
it's
yeah,
there.
because
For distro.
It's on
Did it-
granola. It's on granola brown. Now that you mention it,
What is
there
it?
you go. It's quote unquote our artist's signature if the TTB is asking, but it is a shotgun port where you jam your hole in there and that's where you suck it down.
So,
Ah,
so Tom, you mentioned something about it being
There you go.
distro and not being able to be on label.
So
This
you
one
can-
I got at the store,
So from what I understand, and this was
and it
years
says
ago,
shotgun point.
so what Tyler
one-
and all of them told me that you're not allowed to say it's a shotgun pour when it goes to distro, but this one is the first one I've seen at distro that actually has
Yeah.
saying it's a shotgun.
So that one it is the TTB, the Tax and Trade Bureau that we pay all of our taxes with, that we get all of our labels approved with, to make sure there's not like goats killing babies and stuff, whatever the hell they want to make sure that's not cool for beer labels on the label. When we first started, there was like 2 guys and they were assholes and they ran the whole country like beer labels. So like they were nitpicking on goddamn every little thing along the way. We found all the ins and outs. And then Black Hog started, we were the 15th brewery in Connecticut. Now there's 125. You multiply that by 50 states of the growth. You know, like this little state-ran agency that's having to like create all these beer labels and double check them got flooded for a really long time, and that's how we snuck the Leaves of Mark through with the word shotgun poured on it. But other ones they didn't. You know, those ones didn't get approved. So then we basically came back with the fact that it is our artist's signature on our label, and we're okay with that.
I was thinking maybe it was just kind of the year, like just everyone's getting to sneak things through and all that. Because I mean,
whatever,
there was
send it.
Well, because there was Abomination did the fuck 2020.
Yeah.
And I found it in stores, and I was like, "How did this get approved?"
I don't know how that happened. You can't use the word fuck on the label.
Like,
they're
not,
the only one because other breweries made fuck 2020, but they had to put the asterisk and the star and this and that.
Right. This is
They were
just
the
the
only one
word,
that got
like
approved, yeah.
fuck 2020.
Like a brother-in-law or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, you can also always label where you should absolutely not shotgun a can from.
Yeah,
This spot
do
right
not
here
shotgun
is
it
where
from
you
this
should
area.
Absolutely
This area
not.
is very
do a
bad for
shot.
shotgunning. Yes.
Yes.
We're against
This is where it's
It's a
most
PSA.
effective, and this is where you're going to get in trouble. So do not right
do
there.
not do it right here.
Yes.
Yeah, but when I saw that on the can, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tyler, I can't wait for you to shotgun a 6-year-old swag.
I'll do it.
Oh no, I have 2 4-packs, 2 6-packs
it's gonna be
still
great.
in my apartment from
Swag.
the original no label swag.
Oh, the silver can. It
The
just says
silver
swag
can
with a
is
labor
the swag.
coater.
I still have 2 6-packs, and I've been
Nice.
every anniversary. I'm like, I forget it, and I want to bring both down. And you know how we always shotgun a beer at the end of the night,
Oh, yeah.
and that one, keep it cold, and we will fucking. I think the next anniversary,
Rip it.
if we're allowed to be all together. We have to drink all that, but it's
I'll do it.
I think Tom's a hoarder.
I can be there in 20 minutes. What are you guys doing? Let's do it.
I bet Tom rents like a $1,200 apartment and then like a $3,000 wine cellar somewhere where he keeps all his beer.
$800 apartment and $1,500 wine cellar, but
There you
it's close. It's close.
Priorities, yeah.
Right.
He's got refrigerated storage somewhere.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Yeah, Tyler's peeing, I'm peeing.
Yeah, Tyler's coming back. It has been an awesome conversation. I learned a lot of shit, man. And
Yeah, it's
We're-
good. I mean, we're not signing off just yet. Just we got to.
no, not yet. But it's been a good show. I don't
No,
know.
it
what
has.
else to
It's
talk
actually
about, but,
it's actually flown by too. Like,
and we've also been keeping a roughly around 10 people watching online for the first time. We're actually going live with this.
yes, this is actually going live.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you for everyone for watching live and joining us and commenting and interacting, and that's been fun. So if you see me,
One more beer, yeah.
I mean, keep on opening. I have to actually stop by to get
We're
the
just-
Irish folks.
We were just filling time because I thought you were taking a leak.
Oh, I was. I mean, I have the bladder of a 12-year-old girl, so I pee all the
No,
time.
I got to pee so bad, so I'm going to take advantage
Go,
of this too.
go.
I'll be
go,
right back
go.
with another granola brown and
Yeah,
you
go to
want
the
to
fridge.
bring one over here?
an empty bladder. Oh, excuse me.
All right.
He doesn't have to leave the whole thing.
But
This is new technology that we're doing.
It's more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do that or did he do that?
Oh, I did that
Oh, you did
Okay.
that.
because I it's kind of fun because I can just do this too.
Oh, gone.
And then-
Get him out of here. Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like musical chairs. I just everyone leaves and comes back and changes spots. Jay's not gonna know what's going on when he comes back. It's fun.
So Tyler, with the all the stouts, the different, it's the same coffee milk stout base, and you're just adding flavors to every single one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. We're just basically getting it. And the coffee, Great Minds Coffee, the little local coffee roaster. We're using all their coffee, and we used to use Jim's Organic out of Boston, and we use the same like espresso roast and the same South American roast every single time because keep consistent. And we did a cupping with those guys, and their coffee was just straight fire. It was so good. And I used to like try to hand select it, and then like I went over there a couple times, and like I was tasting with them, and I just trust them. and I was like, listen, I need 15 pounds of 15 pounds of coffee, coarse ground. Send them. Well, so whatever they have that's fresh and cool, they'll give me some small batch stuff. They'll give me and they give me a good variety and ratio of different coffees. So it's just that the key is one of those 5 pounds is the espresso roast, because I still want that a little bit of big expression of coffee. Yeah, but then I like the different types of roasts, because you get the Ethiopian, you get more like blueberry notes, you get the South American, you get a little more chocolate note. So it's kind of like where the coffee takes you within that as well. So it's been a really great partnership. I mean, I got Emily on my text message. I'm like, hey, I'm brewing a batch. Basically the second it goes into the tank, Mike, who's watching, will be like, hey, we're brewing it. Order some coffee. I'm like, okay. So I text up Emily and like, hey, we're brewing. I got a week or so, because they like to. I mean, what they do it right. They'll roast it. They let it degas for 2 days before they grind it for us, and then it comes all freshly roasted, freshly ground. Then it goes right into the beer after that. So every batch of coffee milk stout has a slightly different coffee characteristic to it in itself. And then from there, we'll take that base coffee milk stout and turn it into all these coffee shop series. So
nice.
It's really cool. We're just kind of they vary all the time, but they're always delicious. I mean, that's the key. It's like having it be consistently awesome is the goal right now. Not necessarily consistently exactly the same.
No, and that's fine. I mean, I remember the last time I was there, you gave me the French vanilla, and it was great. It was like literally drinking a Starbucks coffee, and that's what you want. You want that coffee note with that adjuncts of the French vanilla sugars and stuff like that, and it's great. I can't wait to try the Irish cream, because I mean it's perfect, and it's a green label, and hopefully we could be in bars at St. Patrick's Day and we can actually drink it instead of drinking Guinness and Jameson and all that stuff. We could drink Black Hog beer, because everyone wants to do it.
I say we do it anyway.
Everyone wants a green can. Shut up.
I'm in.
Everyone wants a green can while they're drinking because of that. Exactly. Done.
I want it. I want that right now. I would love to have that right now.
I know. Where do you live?
It's delicious.
I'll be right there.
But
yeah. So I mean, that's a huge hope. A lot of the questions and concerns along the way have been kind of how COVID affected us and how we've changed and how we evolved. And we're trying to run a business, and we're trying to make it. We're going to make it. Thank you guys for buying beer, who are listening and watching this. We're going to make it and get through this, and we're going to keep paying our employees and that whole nine. But I'm excited to get through it to the other end and see where it goes, because it's just like right now we're doing a lot of can sales, which they're sales, but they're not the most profitable way to sell beer. The most profitable way to sell beer is sell a half barrel to a bar. We're excited for that to come back when it really comes down to it. So,
and honestly, with the tap room reopening back in March, you're going to make more money because there's no middleman, and you're just basically selling a pint right to the customer, and you're making more money off of that. So,
yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that, I didn't mention throughout the year, but the fact that Black Hog is in the middle of fucking nowhere, we never expected our tasting room to be a large source of our income. We're like, hey, if people show up and people drink our beer here, we're able to sell them a pint over our bar. Great, that's extra gravy money. But the whole business plan was based off of making sure that we were producing shelf stable beer, high quality shelf stable beer that can be distributed, put on a shelf that you can drink from October and still taste delicious. We put a lot of money and effort and time into all the packaging equipment we have, and the staff running it, and designing the recipes for that. So, and that was the one thing that kind of was our silver lining of Black Hog Brewing, was the fact that we were saying, hey, there's my wife, Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
Going. Oh, here we go. So quick Ginger Ninja.
She is the Ginger Ninja.
That's the OGGN right there.
Yep.
So our wedding story is on the back of the Ginger Ninja can. So,
really?
Yeah, so it was the one beer I brought with me from Portsmouth Brewery to Black Hog. The recipe's evolved since I brought it, but it's that is officially, this is my Ginger Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very tired.
Yeah, you should go to bed.
Wait,
but
bring
yeah,
her
so
back.
that was the one thing about.
I'll tell her how much of a great dad you are. Bring her back.
Oh yeah, I know, but I have the ear pods in. She can't
hear.
That'd be great. I can turn them off.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll figure. She can watch the video later.
Yeah.
Exactly. But no, but being like Black Hog, being in the middle of nowhere, having us have the focus on distribution from day one, and that kind of has been our silver lining of this whole COVID thing. Is like it hit, and then we're like, oh, no one's coming in. It's like, okay, we kind of weren't expecting people to come in from the get go. We already, it's sort of like, let's just really focus on distribution. But even then, without the keg sales, that's still been hard, so we're lucky that we're designed to survive, but at the same time, we're still just barely surviving. So we're excited for everything to come back for sure.
Yeah. And that's tough with the keg sales where you can't, by volume, you're not pushing out enough beer because all these bars, I remember going there all the time and just see pallets on pallets on pallets of just kegs waiting to go out to distro. And now no one's picking that up because not breweries, but bars are only putting on, they have 16 or 20 taps. They're putting on 8 beers, 10 beers, and that's it. And they're just putting on stuff that's they know are going to go. And granted, Coffee Milk Stout is one of the local nitro taps. So instead of putting Guinness on, they're putting that on, which is great. But everything else, if it doesn't sell crazy, they don't want to put it on. And that's what sucks for all these local. They just want to put the big, sexy beers on all the time. So you have to sell more cans and can more and sell more out of the brewery than you normally would. And I would love, hopefully with everything slowly dissipating and slowly get back to normal, then you guys could push out more keg sales. Or if, like I said, the Brudio wants a keg of something, a quarter barrel, and we can put it on tap there, done. And it just helps all the sales.
So, I mean, that's something where the last literally 2 to 3 weeks, my distributors are starting to
start
order a little bit more, like they're preparing for it. So we're on our end starting to see it just start to come back out a little bit. So we're hoping that, everyone goes out, gets vaccinated and everyone stays safe and, everyone gets, because I have honestly from the bottom of my heart feel like we're on our way out and on right now, which is cool to have that feeling again. So hopefully it keeps going.
Let's hope so. And in the meantime, hey, everyone listening and watching, and go online, order delivery straight from the brewery. Don't or go out to your local package store, pick up some Black Hog, whatever. But delivery is probably the best option. Why not?
Yeah,
It's easy. You don't have to
BlackHogBrewing.com.
leave.
Right there, just literally shows up at your door every Wednesday and every Friday.
Do you have a limit or no? Is it
the $50? You have to be over $50 to
delivery. Okay,
get free delivery. Yeah. If you're under $50, you got to come to the brewery and pick it up. But other than that, if you're over $50, I mean, you get a case of beer sent to you. You're probably spending $50 on beer. Mixed match here and there. So you make it work.
I mean, that's a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I do love the deals.
We'll get through it.
Going back and do the deals and the packages you guys are making to make sure that people go if you want to deliver, here's 2 glasses, here's 4-pack, here's a mixed 4-pack, here's this, here's that. Hey, here you go, done, and you get a delivery and you don't have to leave your house. So,
and actually, speaking of packages and things like that, sorry to cut you off there. It's something we didn't actually. It's something that we didn't actually finalize or anything like that, but we were talking about doing some kind of trivia or contest or giveaway. So I'm just gonna say right now we'll do a Black Hog swag giveaway. We'll go. I'll grab some stuff from you. Maybe we'll do glasses, a hoodie, and a 4-pack of beer. How do we want to do it? Black Hog trivia. First one to give us a good trivia question. How do we want to do it? I want to do a giveaway. We're gonna do a Black Hog giveaway.
Yeah. I mean,
So we're an hour 45 in. So if you've made it this long, we should let's just make a key. Let's just make
for this.
a
Okay,
password.
no, hold on. I got a question. What was Disco Pig 1 supposed to be?
Ooh, that's a great question.
What
That's a
was
great
Disco
question.
Pig 1
Oh man, on top of his game.
supposed to be? It turned into Disco Pig 1, but what was it supposed to be?
All right.
That's
So
a deep cut right
All right.
there.
I'm going to say you have. Hell, let's give people a couple days.
Yeah, just a direct message our Instagram page.
Instagram,
Easy as well.
Facebook, or email us at heavydrinkingpodcast@gmail.com. Whichever way you want to get a hold of us, give us the answer, and first one to get it right, we'll hook you up with a package.
The funny thing is, I only think 2 people in this right now know what Disco Pig 1 was supposed to be. That's me and Tyler. The 3 of you don't know what that was supposed to be. So
No.
Yeah, no, I don't know the answer, so I'm going to have to ask you guys for the answer, so we can make sure we have...
Other people know, right? It's not just you two, because that just doesn't.
Yeah.
No, other people know. I mean,
If you've ever come to the brewery and did like a tour and talked about it or tasted Disco, like I talk about this as and the origin story of what Disco Pig is. I talk about this.
Yep.
But it's something where, it's a tough one, but it's a good one.
But it's going. I still, by the way, 1 year, atop of the swag that's 6 years old, you know how I have almost every bottle of Disco Pig and whatever released.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 year, I want to say 10 years in, I think I'm going to open every number 1 bottle from Disco Pig. 1, 2, 2.1, and at the brewery, at the anniversary, and we're going to drink them all.
Do them all. That'll be a day. That'll be a day.
10 years old beer. It's probably all stock. But
Tyler, what's the name of the barley wine? Bacchanalian?
Bacchanalian. Lord Bacchus.
Yeah.
He's a Greek god Bacchus who is known for his drunken revelry and orgies.
All
We
right.
named it the Bacchanalian barley wine because the Bacchanalian barley wine is it's an orgy of malts of both American and English, an orgy of hops, both American and English, an orgy of yeast, both American and English together. So it's like a combination of American and an English barley wine all together at once.
Is that available today if I were to go to the brewery?
No.
Okay.
Again, another beer that people don't fucking buy that you want to buy. Everybody wants to buy, you want to buy it.
That's a great beer.
It's great.
That's a great beer.
I've never had it, but I want to now.
What does a yeast orgy sound like?
Man, I don't know. It's a good one.
Use your imagination.
I mean, lots of wine.
Like a lot of fizzing.
If everybody
Weird
could go like
mistake.
this, if everyone could go like this,
again? No.
Jay, don't do that to my microphone.
We've done this. We've done this years ago. Stop.
No,
I'm just saying. I'd imagine that's what it sounds like.
the Bacchanalian barley wine is an amazing beer. We still have some 2015 in Heaven Hill bourbon barrels that we haven't packaged yet. We did package some 3-year-old last year, called Still Bill, that we've sold out of. But if you have some of those bottles, that's the Bacchanalian barley wine, 3 years barrel aged. But yeah, I love barley wines, but again, they're another style that they don't sell.
No,
that
unfortunately,
because it's like you got a very niche little window. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, you don't know.
Great beer. That's a great beer. Your guys,
Thank
I
you.
mean, your guys' malt forward beers are like some of my favorites as far as especially like Connecticut beers.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's something where I worked underneath Todd Mott at Portsmouth Brewery, and he was,
Nice.
Kate the Great, and like he really, he was my Obi-Wan. He taught me a lot about how to build malt bills, and like he came at brewing. I mean, he had his master's in ceramics, so he came at like to make clay. He would always say, like, to make clay, you take certain types of dirt with certain types of water, and you need them for a certain amount of time. You make this beautiful clay. So like, and to make beer, you take certain types of malts and you put them together at a certain temperature water, and then you let them sit. And then like, that's how so he came at it at the very like artistic, like, how do I get flavors and components and like percentages and like, even though he didn't, there's no math involved. He just in his mind had a pseudo percentage, and basically it was fun for me because I was a chemical engineering like science nerd, and with an artistic side that didn't know what to do with, and found brewing, went to school, and then like he taught me the art of how to make beer, and it was just like to take what Todd, it was in Todd's head. You can't learn from a book, then have all the book knowledge to be like, oh, how do I translate this and put it down on paper and put it in an Excel spreadsheet that I could use? Like everyone, a lot of people will be like, oh, like, do you use Beersmith? I was like, no, I use this Excel spreadsheet I've built over the years. You know, like that's how I make design recipes, because I have this spreadsheet that's like, I mean, Mike, if he's still on, knows about it because I'm slowly trying to teach him how to use it. But it's like this little cryptic, eat your Ovaltine, drink your Ovaltine decoder ring. But it makes great beer.
I have a Montelesser T-shirt in my drawer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Montelesser.
I stopped the tributary back in July. I was up in Maine. Made sure I stopped there. Kittery, Maine, right? Kittery?
Yeah. Tributary, yeah. The place is great. Right in Kittery.
I don't want to drag everything on too long, but I do have to ask. You mentioned being an engineer twice. So what's that kind of background and what brought you into brewing beer if you're an engineer and like smart? I don't know what that's like.
I mean,
engineer and smart.
I'm doing like brewing is chemical engineering. 100%. That's all it is. Like it's fluid flow. It's the biodynamics of yeast. It's tank time. It's tank morphology. It's like cleaning passivating stainless. It's cleaning, the being pharmaceutically grade clean stain. I mean, it's like the whole how to making beer is chemical engineering, and is like that is 100% what chemical engineering. I mean, when you're producing pharmaceuticals, you're doing the exact same shit. Instead of fermenting alcohol, you're fermenting proteins. It's like the exact same stuff. Like you have a fermentation source, you have a sugar component. All of it is chemical engineering. But the fact of brewing that like got me was like the art side of it, like the creative, like I went out to UC Davis and got my master brewer certificate. So like beyond college, I went out and got my master's in beer. And my brewing professor always used to say, like, to have good wine, you have to have good grapes. Because, like, you have a bad year, the grapes don't grow well. And, like, that year's vintage tastes like shit. He's like, but to have good beer, you have to have a good brewer. Because as a brewer, you have so much control of, like, the mashing process and the fermentation temperatures. And, like, along the way to be able to, like, meld and change along the way to get this beer to exactly how you want to taste it. That's what I love about it, that there is, it's a mixture of like the science, engineering, but there's also like that art and like baking almost that, like that, once you have the, like, if you're really good at making bread, like you can't add 6 pounds of yeast into a loaf of bread and make it work. But like, you can tweak it and add a little bit more sugar or a little bit more and like get a bigger loaf and bigger, like, more doughy or a little bit more dense or bigger bubble. That's kind of like how I look at beer making, where it's like once you have the basics like solid, where you can mess around and create a better product along the way.
So I guess my next question, I think you kind of answered it a little bit, but so what kind of came first? Were you interested in chemical engineering first and you kind of went that route and then was like, oh, I could use this to make beer? Or were you a beer fan and was like, oh, if I know this, I can then use this to make beer?
I went to University of New Hampshire as a chemist major. Then I wanted to transfer to outdoor education because I found beer and weed, and I thought it was awesome to like party and go outside and hike. And then
he's not
wrong.
No,
it's just like I was like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna be an outdoor. I'm gonna go rock climbing for a living. This is a great idea.
That's not a thought. That's a fact.
Yeah. So, like my dad was like, hey, why don't you check out like chemical engineering? Like, they're kind of like chemists. They just get paid more. I was like, oh, I like getting paid more. So then like I checked it out, and then like just became a chemical engineer, and still got stoned on Tuesdays because that was the one day I didn't have a lab. But it was great. I got through college, but the thing was like I was living in a house in like a 6-bedroom house with 7 guys, and in the coat closet of the house was a couple of 5-gallon buckets stacked up with a brown ale extract recipe in it. So I started making beer, and I was like, well, this is it. Like it was just started making beer, just save money.
Wow. That's the first time. Wow.
Oh, I think we lost him.
Oh, there he is. What? I heard it.
No, that was Paulo.
Jay,
I gotta
Tyler,
say, man,
you can hear
just said-
us. You froze up.
he was saying that the pharmaceutical industry isn't too far off from beer. Man, if he could brew Adderall into the beer, I mean, you can open up shop in like Westport and just like rake the money in.
Yeah, really.
Southern Fairfield County would be like awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did officially lose him. I don't know if he's going to try and come back or not.
You did. I think it might have been your breathing.
Yeah. Did you not see any of my slacks, Dave? Or
No.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, Dave, you need that
Man.
filter.
You've been
Your mic is
breathing like
awesome.
it is awesome, but it picks up too much. You've been breathing like a weird stepdad the whole
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Your mic is awesome.
Ah.
You need a filter over your mic. Yeah, your mic is awesome. That's fine. I love how we're
You know
Who's
that-
going to do this?
You know that uncle you had that
Yeah.
smoked a pack a day
he's back.
and
He's back.
like to talk really close.
Hi.
Tyler.
Hey.
So what happened? What just happened? Shit just exploded. Are we done? Did they kick us off? What's going on?
No,
No.
Just you. You froze.
Just you.
You froze.
No, I'm going to
sorry,
blame it
I
on
froze.
I'm going to blame it on the Facebook people not telling me. Cuz that's what I'm looking at.
You started talking about how to make pharmaceuticals, and they're like, cut it off.
Cut it.
They're like, I'm out. Cut him out.
Cut the feed.
Cut him out.
Yeah.
No. So I found a homebrew kit basically in the closet of my house, and like I made the kit that was there. It was like my roommate's older brother got it for Christmas. He never used it. Gave it to him. He never used it. So I would just made it, and found out it was 50 bottles of beer that we fermented out and tasted, and it was okay. And then I bought my next extract kit, and it was the same price as a shitty 30 rack. So I was like, oh, 30 beers, 50 beers. I'll just keep doing this. And then like I started doing that, and then I got to the point where I was throwing parties to get my bottles back because I had batches of beer that were ready to package. And then I just started doing like extract, like moving up from extract to just like making my own recipes and recipe development. And it was just like all of a sudden it just kind of like clicked. I was like, wait a minute, this is what I want to do. Like this is great. Like I'm producing something that people were excited about. I loved cooking, so it was like I was producing something that tastes great. And but me being the nerd was like, I can't do this without knowing more about it. Let's go to UC Davis and get my master's in beer. Like I was just, it was great. But I'll thank my dad for being the nerdy side of my life. My dad is huge, smart person, nerd to the max, and he gave me a lot of his genes, which is awesome. So, but it's really good to know that to know the depth of the science and biology and engineering that goes into beer, to then be able to take a step back to be like, all right, let's just make beer. Because it's if you get too deep in your head, like you just get too lost on it. You don't want to get too deep on it, because you can, and it's scary down there, but it's fun at the same time. But if you get too deep, it gets real bad. So, but that's how I got. Engineering and beer is just like making beer is chemical engineering, 100%.
Yeah, I remember years ago, I was there at Black Hog. It was the first like brewers night. Like I forgot who started it, but I used to work at Malta's Voracious at the time, and it was like the first night everyone was getting like all the local breweries together.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Why not? Yeah.
No, but everybody brought kegs of their beer, and Black Hog hosted the first one, and we ended up like hanging out drinking all night. And I was talking to you about oxygenating wort, and you like walked me to your office and pulled out a fucking whole book about it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like
course I
yeah,
did.
no, and it was great.
He's like, yeah.
No,
I do everyone that asks about that.
No, I loved it, and it was.
Yeah.
I appreciate your knowledge and the passion you have for not only the art but the scientific and aspect of it.
Thank you.
You truly are like you have that whole package. I would say.
Whoa.
No, I mean that's something where
now we're getting into After
mentioning
Dark.
my package. No, but that's something like when being a good engineer means you know which book to look shit up in. Really, when it comes down to, because like it's just like there's too much shit to know. So, but just to know, like, hey, I know I have this book that I have a freaking tab on. If someone, and that was, I probably was when you asked me, I probably had just redone all my oxygenation calculations, so I was all excited about it too.
It was one of many books that you just it was reference. It was reference material.
Mm-hmm.
Someone always taught me it's not about knowing the answer; it's knowing about where to find the answer.
Exactly, and that's why you like Cobra Kai. I hear you.
Don't be a pussy.
Don't be a pussy.
Right.
Drink Coors Banquet.
All right. Well, we've been going for about 2 hours now. This is a way longer show than I thought it was gonna be.
We doubled our new format.
Yeah, we did. We were supposed to hold to an hour-long show.
That's not gonna happen.
Sorry.
This has just been this has been too good. This has been too good.
No.
Well, Tyler, when they asked like, hey, I know everyone. I'm like, we get it. I was like, Tyler, number one, why? Because he's one of us. He's one of us, but he brews beer, and he knows he's going to tell you everything technical about everything, but he's also going to bullshit, and that's what we wanted because this is what this podcast is all about: bullshitting.
That was perfect.
He's gonna get into the technical side of beer. And he's got some stories on Schmegma. He's going to do that.
Glitter shit. Some glitter shit.
I personally had a long ass day, and I was like not looking forward to like doing this tonight. I was just tired. I was like rushing to get shit done and get here on time, and I've had such a great time tonight. It was great.
Awesome. No,
thank you.
That is every episode of this podcast.
I know. It's pulling teeth to get everyone here and committed.
But once we're here, we have fun.
It's pulling teeth getting everybody committed, and then it's pulling teeth trying to end the show after like 5 hours because nobody can stop talking.
No.
It's not always this enjoyable. I will say.
That's true.
I'm not trying to blow you virtually here, Tyler.
He's just trying.
I love you too. I love you too.
It was really enjoyable. I appreciate your time.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you for coming.
Cheers.
Hey, Black Hog, go visit Tyler. Get some delivery. Support local. Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
This has been fun. We hope and we look forward to seeing you guys at the brewery soon.
Anytime.
And hopefully doing the show from there.
If you know the trivia answer, answer it. Message us. We'll announce the winner next week.
Tom, what was the question again?
Yep.
The question is, what was Disco Pig 1 supposed to be?
Yeah. Which we don't even know. So we will have to find out.
We don't know.
Only me and Tyler.
We will verify. Yeah. Send in your answers, and then we will verify them with Tom and Tyler.
And we're also only 4 episodes away from 100, so we'll do some special shit for that too. Yeah,
that'll happen in 2022.
Maybe Paula might let us come over.
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding.
Listen, it's been fun. Thank you. Do want to thank. It's the end of the show, and it's the worst time to thank sponsors. But Drunk Alpaca, we always forget to thank you at the top of the show, and we want to thank Drunk Alpaca. Visit them, order snacks. It's delicious. That's why we're fat.
Yes.
Well, it's one of the reasons anyway. I got nothing else.
Powerful.
Anyone?
I think you usually say we've been heavy.
We've been drinking. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Tyler, for coming on. Spending 2 hours.
Cheers, guys. This is super fun. I mean, please come by. Let's do this again.
We will. We'll come see you, and we'll drink some glitter beer.
Make sure you
And eat some Fruity Pebbles. We got to do that.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
next Tuesday,
Yeah.
not this Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's
Tuesday,
gonna happen.
Tuesday after.
That's gonna happen.
Yes.
I'll take the day off.
All right.
I'll show up.
Let's do it. Let's
All
do
right.
it. I'm there.
Cheers, guys.
Tyler, thank you very much, gentlemen.
All right.
Great to see you. See you soon.
Close out.
See you
Thanks,
guys
guys.
next week.
Guys, I love you.
Peace.